Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, police search for a suspect in connection to the recent murder.
Reports of another coup to oust opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis. That story straight ahead.
Faculty and students at Jordan Prince William School mourn the loss of two of their very own. Detailed straight ahead on our news.
NEMA prepares for a busy hurricane season.
A new industrial agreement signed for air traffic controllers. That and more tonight on our news.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis once more finds himself in the midst of a coup attempt. This latest effort to remove Minnis as leader of the opposition comes amid continued reports of conflict within the FNM and calls for an early convention to contest the leadership posts. Dana Smith reports.
According to reports, at a council meeting last night, a group of FNMs gave Minnis an ultimatum: call an early convention or they'll send a letter to the Governor General advising they've lost confidence in him and requesting his removal. Party insiders said last night's conversation centered around how to resolve internal differences within the party, which some feel is lacking direction and is not cohesive enough. Former FNM chairman Darren Cash has been the most recent FNM to call for an early convention. In a statement released this week, he blamed the, quote, dismal state of the FNM on Minnis and said the party risks being sunk by an anchor of leadership that has been found wanting. But former FNM cabinet minister Tennyson Wells said today it's not Minnis who's the problem. Wells said it's wrong and totally unfair what's being done to Minnis, charging that some people believe they have a divine right to control the party.
Whoever they are, sold their souls for filthy lucre, and still doing so.
This isn't the first time there's been talk of a coup to oust Minnis. Sources within the official opposition confirmed MPs were considering sending the Governor General a letter back in September of last year. Reports of divisions within the opposition have persisted for more than a year.
And they have been undermining him from day one. And you know, it's simply because he don't do what they want. Some of those fellas who out there won't get the hand in the cookie jar. Most of them, they live off the state all their life.
Wells said Minnis has been officially elected as leader, and the majority of the council voted to have the convention in November. So this group of FNMs who are pushing for an early convention and attempting to remove Minnis as leader are going against the party's wishes.
If they can't accept democracy, if they can't accept the democracy what is voted, then they, in my opinion, they don't deserve to be there, and that go for Rawlings as well. No, well, I understand he's one of the leaders, and I'm just very disappointed in him.
When reached for comment, Fort Charlotte MP Dr. Andre Rawlins, deputy leader of the FNM Peter Turnquest, and Cash declined to address the matter. Wells added, if the coup to oust Minnis as opposition leader is successful, he will consider re-entering frontline politics.
If they proceed to have him removed as leader, and he stand for him and do not sell out to the group who's trying to remove him, I will consider re-entering frontline politics again and run in Long Island. I will certainly consider that to run, because I think that the internal democracy of the party should be preserved.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. In other news, after a sudden death of two students killed in a traffic accident yesterday, faculty and students of Jordan Prince William School are mourning the loss of two of their own. Simone Davis reports.
The classmates of Ramel and Azaria say they were all preparing for their high school graduation, but now the fact that there would be two empty seats at graduation is heart-wrenching. Ramel Russell and Azaria Mackey died tragically yesterday following a traffic accident on New Providence Highway. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean gave these details on the scene.
Shortly after 7 p.m. tonight, a Nissan vehicle was traveling in a southerly direction on the New Providence Highway when it lost control and collided into a utility pole. Two persons were ejected from the vehicle, a male and female. Also, they were pronounced dead on the scene.
Though he did not say what caused the accident, Dean urged motorists to avoid driving under the influence.
We are asking young people in particular, if you're going to drink, do not drive. Do not drive behind a vehicle. You will not be in control of that particular vehicle. So we are appealing to persons in general, please exercise caution when using the streets.
Our news visited the school the students attended this morning. Azaria and Romel were set to graduate from Jordan Prince William School on June 15th and were in the middle of sitting their finals and BGCSEs. As they fought back tears, friends of the two students shared how heartbroken they are about the incident.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it at first when they told me, because I just was talking to Romel and it was just touching. It was sad.
Zaria and I have been friends since the 9th grade, and since I've met her, she's never been a troublesome person, always loving, always having a happy spirit. She loved to make jokes. If you were sad and you went around Azaria, you'll totally forget what you were sad about.
Romel basically was my brother since he came to Princeville from CV Bell. Like, anywhere he went, I'd be right behind him. Like, anything he did, I'd be right there with him. Coming to my house, meet my parents, because our parents knew each other before me and even him was born, and like, it's devastating to know that he just went without even saying anything to me.
A friend of one of the deceased students said they were all at a beach party yesterday and Romel and Azaria left the party together. Principal Eugene Bonamy said the incident is a blow to the entire school.
It has greatly affected, especially the grade 12s and the wider population, and all staff members have been greatly affected by this tragic accident, including all staff. All staff have been affected.
Classes were cut short and students were sent home at noon today. Bonamy said the school is supporting the families of the students and will assist them with funeral arrangements. Reporting for our news, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks, Simone. Well, following that tragic traffic fatality yesterday, another family is left mourning after a traffic accident off Calpen Road today. Officer in charge of the traffic division, Superintendent Craig Stubbs, says speed was a contributing factor as it appears the victim was overtaking another vehicle when he lost control of his car.
This afternoon, shortly before 1 o'clock this afternoon, we received a report of a traffic accident on Calpen Road, just west of the Golden Isles corridor. Units responded from the traffic department. On scene, we met a burgundy Chevy Malibu vehicle with Grand Bahama registration.
Stubbs says by the time emergency personnel arrived on the scene, it was too late.
Had collided with a dirt mound. The driver of that vehicle received significant injuries to his upper and lower torso, also his head. EMS came on scene and they pronounced him he had expired as a result of his injuries. We are actively investigating at this time. So far, there's only one vehicle involved in this accident.
The victim's brother, Craig Colbrook, was on the scene and said his brother traveled back and forth from Grand Bahama often in order to complete work in Nassau. Colbrook described his brother as a loving father.
His name is Sean Colbrook.
How old is he?
He's 44 and he's supposed to be 45 tomorrow. A friend of mine called me and said, well, you know that your brother died in an accident? I said, what? And I just pick up from what I was doing and just jump in the vehicle and just come down this way. I know it was really shocking to me to know that things that got happen. I just talked to him yesterday.
Police are urging the public to drive with care and caution. And police have released a sketch of the man they want to question in connection to a murder at Bonefish Pond yesterday. According to police, the suspect is wanted in connection with the death of Scott Richards, an employee of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, whose body was found with gunshot wounds. Again, police are asking anyone with information related to this or any other murder to contact them at 911, 919, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Well, in other news, Chairman of the College of the Bahamas Council, Alfred Sears, QC, has resigned due to his decision to run as the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate for the Fort Charlotte constituency in the next general election. Sears, whose resignation takes effect on May 31st, says he wants to remove from COB any perception of partisan political consideration. Sears thanked Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald for affording him the privilege of serving as COB Council Chairman during what he called this period of historic transition to the University of the Bahamas. In a statement released by the Ministry of Education, Fitzgerald thanked Sears for his exemplary work with the College Council. Sears was ratified as the PLP's Fort Charlotte candidate last month, marking his return to frontline politics. Still to come, Bahamians urged to prepare early for hurricane season.
The Chamber of Commerce reacts to the 2016-2017 budget.
Stay with us.
Commonwealth Bank auto loans are as hassle-free and easy as it gets. It's just that simple.
With on-the-spot dealer reps to approve and help you through the process, you're right, it really is just that simple.
With the many options available, like insurance financing, low down payments, and easy monthly payments, Commonwealth Bank had all the flexibility I needed in an auto loan.
Thanks, CB. Thanks, CB, for making it quick and easy. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
When you love the great taste of KFC, you can't help but share it. Come into KFC for the 8-piece family deal. 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits for just $20, including VAT. There's nothing better than sharing KFC's perfectly seasoned, fresh prepared chicken with delicious sides. Get your 8-piece family deal today for just $20, VAT inclusive. Only at KFC Nassau. So good.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
From Grand Bahama
to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines,
rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. Always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
In 1972, I helped to create a constitution for an independent Bahamas. Now we need to update it so that men and women will have the same rights under the law. It would be a tragedy if we allowed misinformation to stop us from taking this step forward. It's about fairness. That's it. Join me in voting yes on all 4 amendments.
In the upcoming June 7th constitutional referendum, voters will be asked to decide on 4 bills. The first 3 will allow Bahamian men and women to pass on citizenship to their families in the same way. The 4th bill would make it unconstitutional for any future parliament to discriminate against either men or women. These simple changes will ensure greater fairness and equal rights for Bahamian men and women. As citizens, we share equal responsibility. These bills ensure that we also share equal rights. Be sure that you get the facts. Learn about the proposed amendments. Make sure that your vote is an informed vote. For information, visit the Bahamas Constitutional Commission on Facebook or visit the Commission's website at www.constitutionalcommission.com.
You're watching our news. Welcome back. As the first day of the 2016 hurricane season approaches, officials of the National Emergency Management Agency say they are well prepared for the season. NEMA Director Stephen Russell is urging residents to prepare themselves before hurricane season starts.
We're urging all persons throughout the entire Bahamas to take whatever may occur that may come during this hurricane season, to prepare themselves, to safeguard themselves for whatever may occur in terms of their homes, the businesses and other properties to make sure they have some plans in place to secure, again, their properties and safeguard themselves for whatever may occur.
Russell says the agency is well prepared.
We have also, over the past 3 or 4 months, we've been working with all island administrators in the various districts throughout the Bahamas to ensure that they are preparing their communities for whatever may occur during the upcoming hurricane season. We look at some of the lessons learned of the past hurricane, and we heard of the cries in terms of persons not being prepared in a timely manner or not getting information in a timely manner. We are working with the various agencies, ZNS, Cable Bahamas, BTC.
Director of the Department of Meteorology, Trevor Baston, explains what we can expect this hurricane season.
The Colorado State University group, now headed by Dr. Phil Klotzbach, was previously headed by Professor Gray, are predicting 13 named storms, of which 6 are expected to develop into hurricanes, of which 2 are expected to become major hurricanes. And the Weather Channel experts are predicting 14 named storms, of which 8 will develop into hurricanes, and 3 of these into major hurricanes.
Baston adds that there is a possibility that none of those hurricanes could affect the Bahamas, but there is also a possibility that they may all affect the Bahamas. Either way, Bahamians should be fully prepared. Well, air traffic controllers breathing a sigh of relief today after signing an agreement that was years in the making. Our Giorgio Bain reports.
Minister of Labor Shane Gibson calling the industrial agreement signed for air traffic controllers historic, as according to Gibson, the agreement contains something that will no longer be included in any future industrial agreements.
Gibson says this is the last agreement that will include health insurance coverage as the government moves to introduce universal health care.
This is really it. The fact that we are introducing national health insurance and universal health care. The government is spending right now in excess of $100 million between all of the civil servants that be insured along with the quasi-government corporation and making sure that persons have health care coverage. This is the last one that we'll be entering into in terms of covering any groups of employees.
Transport and Aviation Minister Glenys Hannah Martin said she is happy that they were finally able to reach an agreement, noting that the government has already invested some $11 million in air traffic equipment upgrades and staff training.
This agreement will go until the 31st of May 2017 to coincide with the transition into the authority. It has new benefits, as the Minister of Labor has said: health insurance, a rating allowance based on certification for approach control officers, tower officers, flight services officers, and now to include aerodrome officers in our family islands.
In addition to wage increase, President of the Air Traffic Controllers Union, LaShawn Gray, says this agreement will also build staff morale.
This agreement signifies the beginning of air traffic controllers moving into a system where we're seeking to grow and move closer toward industry-related standards within our organization. And that's industry-related standards in terms of performance, industry-related standards in terms of the perception of the industry itself, and also industry-related standards in terms of compensation.
Reporting for our news, I'm Giorgio Bain.